Thanks a lot for coming by. I am making, oh, it's so good. It is a cinnamon bread swirled with cinnamon and brown sugar with a nice little glaze on top. Yeah, it's really good. Cup of coffee, cup of tea, and you're good to go. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get our beautiful cinnamon and brown sugar mix ready to go. Well, there's my oven telling me it is preheated, and it is preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to get that cinnamon in there amongst the brown sugar and get it nicely combined. And of course, I'll have all the instructions and the ingredients down below. I'm going to get a fork for that. Down below in the description box for you so you can make it at home because it is so easy. All right, get that a little bit more mixed in there. Right, so there it is. It's nicely mixed up, so it'll make a nice streusely kind of thing on the inside, or swirly thing. All right, now the next thing I've got here is I've got some just some all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add some sugar to that, granulated sugar. Mix that up a little bit, and then I'm going to add a tiny bit of salt and some baking powder. And I'm going to mix that in. This is, this is your basic quick bread, and I do a lot of quick breads, and you can find them all in my little playlist called Breads, Cookies, Bars. I'm not sure all what's in there, but quite a bit. So if you want to find out some other quick breads, and they're all so much the same, done so much the same. All right, so there we have that. We have all the base ingredients, and now I'm going to add, let me push this out of the way just a little bit. I've got some melted butter, and it's melted, but it's not hot. You know what I mean? It's come out of the microwave and it's warmed up a little bit, so it's not super hot because we don't want to cook this egg before it's time. And I've got an egg that I have, first of all, this is one of my frozen eggs, defrosted. They work beautifully, and if you want to see how to do that, there's a video called How to Freeze Eggs. And I'm going to just give this a good little mix here. And it's going to go into my dry ingredients. And I'm going to give it a stir. Now, as quick breads are, you just want to get it incorporated. Don't overmix it. Don't overmix it. Here, I'll get you back to the camera there. And as soon as I see that the majority of that white flour has left, it's almost there. There's just still a little bit of flour that you can see. All right, I am going to stop right there. Yep. Well, there's a little tiny bit down there, but that's it. That's all. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to scrape that off for now, move it out of the way. All right, we are now ready to put this into a loaf pan. What I have here is a 9 by 5, and I would say it's probably 3 or 4 inches high. And I buttered the pan. Mine's a pretty good non-stick, but I always butter it anyway. So I buttered the pan, and then I have put in what they call a sling, and it's just some parchment paper that's cut, and it goes down the bottom, and I put a little butter on it. So when this is ready to come out, you can pull it up, and it'll come out of the pan much easier, especially when you're working with sweet, sticky kind of breads. This is a really super way to go. If you had a pan that wasn't terribly, stick, a non-stick, you might even put some more parchment paper there. So here we go. I'm going to add approximately half of this batter into my pan. I'd say that's probably about half. Okay, I'm going to spread it out. All right, and then I'm going to add about half of this brown sugar. Okay. I can smell that cinnamon in there. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to add a little bit more. I don't think that's quite half. All right, I think that's about half. Then I'm going to add the remainder of this batter. And as you can see, I'm kind of, pouring it around because I'm going to have to, take a spatula to it and kind of spread it out. But this gives me a little head start on that. I don't want to be dragging my spatula through all that cinnamon if I can help it. So I'm going to just slightly get that. Yeah, see how you do? So you got it. Don't do as I do. Do as I say, right? And then the remainder of this is going to go on the top. And I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to swirl it. I'm going to see, are you even in close enough? Let me bring you in just a little closer. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to swirl this so you get that brown sugar swirl in your cinnamon bread, right? And then you have this beautiful crunchy topping. And then we're going to do even more to it. We're just going to have a wonderful time making this as delicious as we can without having to go to all the trouble of actually making cinnamon rolls. All right, this is ready to go into the oven. Again, as I said, my temperature on the oven is set at 350 degrees. This is probably going to take about 45 minutes. So I would suggest maybe set your timer for 40. And, after that, put your toothpick in there in the center and pull it out, and if there's no dough on it, now you might find a little cinnamon, right? Because there's a lot of cinnamon and brown sugar in there. But if you see that there's no dough looking that's wet, it's done. And if you find that there's still a little clinging to that toothpick, put it back in your oven and give it maybe another 2 minutes and check it after that. And then I would just, hopefully that should be enough. But if it isn't, I'd go 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes until you find the toothpick comes out clean. So this is going in the oven and I will see you later. Hi, we are back and this took 40 minutes in my oven. So be sure to check your oven maybe at about 37, 38 minutes depending, on how warm your oven might cook. So it looks fabulous. I'm bringing you down for the last step and then it's almost time to taste. Okay, I have made a glaze. As you can see, this is just some powdered sugar, a little bit of vanilla, and a little bit of milk, just a tablespoon of milk. And it's made it into, see, a nice thin glaze. And I've put my cake, or I should say my bread, on top of a rack, and under there is some wax paper to catch those drips. And I'm just now, really, that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna start drizzling this on this cinnamon bread. And it is going to make a wonderful, wonderful glaze on here. And I think the director wants to try this so bad. I'm hoping that I can keep his little paws off it, for 10 or 15 minutes just to see if we can get this glaze firmed up a little bit. Now, I will say this bread is very cool. I let it cool a good couple of hours. And that is about it. I can't imagine anyone wanting any more glaze, but if you did, you certainly could make some more. And I'll give you, of course, the instructions and the ingredients for this glaze down there as well. All right, I'm gonna let this, as I said, try to set up just a little bit, maybe 10 minutes if I'm lucky, and then we'll give a little cut to it and take a taste. And as I said, I know someone who's really, really looking forward to this. He's even got his cup of coffee lined up. So we'll be back. Does it smell good or what?
Oh.
It does smell really good.
I've been smelling it for a couple hours.
You have, because I had to wait till it was cool.
Yeah.
That's the part he hated. Okay, go ahead and take a taste. It looks wonderful. Here we go. Oh, man.
Wow.
You know,
that's better than cinnamon.
it's very, very good. It's really like a cinnamon bun roll.
It is. Great cinnamon flavor, and that
The
streusel or whatever you call it.
the bread part of it is rich, buttery.
Not as doughy as a cinnamon.
Not as doughy. And that cinnamon swirl in there. Oh my gosh.
And the crust is wonderful. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's really delicious.
Well, you know me. I saw a recipe for this. I was going to do a cinnamon, actual yeasted cinnamon thing. I didn't want to do it. And I found a recipe like this, and I said, well, I might be able to do a little something with it. And I did, and it is so good. It's excellent.
How many of these do we have?
We're giving half of this to the neighbors.
I don't have any neighbors.
This is delicious. I hope you give it a
I
shot.
don't want any neighbors.
We got it. Here, have this. Go ahead, eat it.
If you insist.
Yeah, figured. All right, everybody.
Wow.
I will put the ingredients down below and the instructions. You got to try this one. It's really so easy, and you get such a big bang. I mean, you feel you're eating cinnamon buns, which are a lot harder to do. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
don't know how hard they are to do, but
this was pretty easy. I think the hardest part was waiting for it to cool.
yes.
So I could, drizzle it with the drizzle. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you tell your friends, subscribe. There's a little bell symbol down there where it says subscribe. If you hit that bell, you will be the first one to know when I've uploaded a new video. It's true.
Try this. You'll be addicted.
It's awfully good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Get that little thing just for the
Okay.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We will see you later. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.